Hello and thank you so much for joining us on this week's episode of the program. It's SportsPizza, where we'll bring to you the absolute best in the ever-exciting world of sports. My name is Ramsay, when I host, and I must tell you that the show is well loaded for your viewing pleasure. Now, last week was official opening, 2 weeks ago, official opening of the transfer window, and I must tell you that Liverpool are making statements of intent that they are ready not just to fight for the title, but to win City. On the other side, City is saying what Liverpool can do, we can do better. And we are seeing those battle in the transfer window. And of course, Manchester United fans almost took to the street to protest their club's inactivity in the transfer window. But of course, that was foiled. We'll give you details about that later on the program. And for all Naomi Osaka fan, she won't be playing in Wimbledon because of some injury problems here and there. And also for all Anthony Joshua fans, I'm waiting for the rematch of what went down sometime last year. Looks like that wait would linger a little longer. Details after this break. Don't go away. Welcome back. Now, my strike partner, Olakunle Philip, joins me at this time, and together we'll be giving you all the updates you need to know as far as sport is concerned today. Olakunle Philip, good to have you on the program today.
Yeah, thank you very much, Brownson. It's great to be here once again.
All right, that's it. Now, let's kickstart the program from the home front. Charity, they say, begin at home. So if we don't begin it at home, we won't be doing well in that sense. Now, since the arrival of Jose Pesseiro, there have been, some people have been, it's been a kind of mixed tale for some football fans in Nigeria, while some have been hailing the performance, especially the 10-0 bashing of
Sao Tome
and Principe. Yeah, that's what it is. Last week, some people are saying that the celebration is coming too early, Kule. Do you agree with this?
Yeah, I don't agree with that. Some of the ex-internationals that are complaining that felt it's not a huru yet for the Super Eagles. I think I watched them during their days. No apologies to them all. It's not as if I'm trying to castigate them or probably make them bring them down in any way. But the truth of the matter is that watching some of these ex-internationals that have been playing, that are talking about the result of that game and playing it down, telling everyone who to listen that it's not a big deal when we beat Sao Tome and Principe. I remember then the best result Nigeria ever had when I was growing up dates back to 1991, prior to the African Cup of Nations in 1992, the tournament held in Senegal, where the Eagles played in the qualifiers against, and one of the games they played, I think, was against Black Stars of Ghana. Black Stars defeated us in Accra, and we played out a goalless draw in Nigeria. And one of the games against Burkina Faso was here in Nigeria, and then we mauled them by 7-1 with Ashidi Yekini, I think, getting 4 goals in that game. It was a total whitewash. I think that was one of the best times I had, watching Nigerian football. I think, and over the years, I saw the Clemens Westerhoff team beat Cote d'Ivoire by 4 goals. So when I wrote to 1994 African World Cup qualifiers, and also defeated the Desert Warriors of Algeria right there in Lagos. The Abdullah Taufik team, led squad, were beaten by 4-1 here. And then when they score as many as 4 goals, even then Westerhoff would tell the fans we are beating them by 4-0. And after getting the 4 goals, the Eagles will begin to pass the ball around. But you are seeing a team that's got a different
mentality.
Mentality. They got in 3-4 goals and they kept pushing. They kept pushing and they kept getting in the goals. They were not tired. They were not relenting. They kept distributing the balls and then they scored as many as 10 goals. That was an historic feat. The last time we achieved that dated back to 1959 when we defeated Naomi, Benin Republic, by 10-1. And then, you really have to shower encomiums on the team.
So this is a new record.
Yeah, it's a new record. And, the coach, I keep saying, last week you were castigating me about when the Eagles played their friendly games, and you said, I was the only one that was impressed with what I saw. Yes, I think I've been impressed so far, though there's still room for improvement.
Yeah.
But from what I've seen so far, the coach is determined. The coach looks like someone that is ready to work, and he told everyone that he wants to instill his style of play into the Super Eagles. That shows of a coach that is serious.
And talking about passion, Kule. I have no doubt if you look at his body language, the excitement. As a matter of fact, he says Super Eagles is one of the most talented team that he has coached. And to crown it all, we are seeing a coach who is also willing to watch the home-based player play. Because last weekend, he was at the game between Quora United and Sunshine Stars.
That reminds me of Clement Westerhoff. I think Coach Clement Westerhoff is one of the best coaches I've watched, since I started watching football as a youngster, as a teenager. He's a man that was also passionate. I remember one of the games, after it came into fray in 1991, got to the 1989. Played in the African Cup of Nations in 1990 and got to the final, lost to Algeria in the final. Came back to Nigeria, and one of the games he played was against Sudan. What did he do? He went to prosecute that game with a bunch of home-based players, and all important game. And I remember also one of the games, I can't remember the country we played against, where he fielded almost home-based players. I think it was a road to 1994 World Cup. Was it World Cup? Yes. We had some of the teams playing, and the Eagles had to play, and the fans were complaining, but he had trust and faith in the home-based players. And they delivered. The team eventually won that game. I know it was a tension-soaked game, and it brought about the emergence of some of those teams. The likes of George Finidi, the likes of Daniel Amokachi were a bunch of home-based players, and this really helped them. That's exactly what I'm seeing Jose Pesseiro do. He wants to work. He wants to bring it. Look at what he did, bringing on, the home-based players into some of the friendly games. This is not what you get to see under some of the coaches. I don't want to begin to mention names, but Jose Pesseiro, I tell you, Brownson, reminds me of Clement Westerhoff, and I think that with the kind of mentality, his determination to work, he has been castigated so much. Some people feel that most of the team he has coached, he doesn't really have that charisma, the leadership charisma, but we have seen a different Jose Pesseiro entirely, instilling discipline, telling the players his do's and don'ts, and so far so good is yielding dividends. And
we must say that the guy time and time again said that he wants to play a very high-line football.
Yeah, pressing football.
Yeah, and we've seen, the last two qualifying games, our players playing high-line football. Let's see how, for me, it's still early days.
Absolutely,
in my opinion, it's still early days. Let's get to even African Cup of Nations and see how we play and dominate.
Don't forget Brownson, he said he wants to win the next African Cup of Nations.
Time will tell. Time will tell. Now, Sadiq Umar is in the news. He's been wanted as a replacement for Nunes in Benfica. And of course, he's in the radar of some other top clubs in England as well.
Yeah, a great striker. I think if you're some people do not believe that because he actually played in the Segunda and helped Almeria to get promoted to the La Liga. As you will have, some people will have the impression that he is not all that prolific. But man, you're getting it wrong if you have that impression. Sadiq Umar is a prolific striker. A striker who can nick in as many as 20 goals in a season is not. He's a good striker, and at the end of the season, he was adjoined the most valuable player for the team. He helped the team almost single-handedly, brought the team from Segunda to the La Liga. So I think if eventually the still sees the light of the day, we'll be getting to see the best of Sadiq Umar. We've known him for quite some time, but he hasn't really played at his peak.
Yeah.
But we're beginning to see the Sadiq Umar we've watched with the 8 great teams, coming to emergence and of course getting the job done.
Let's see how well that goes. I will hope that he gets one of this big deal. In my opinion, I think he's done well for himself as well. Emmanuel Dennis also being wanted by Everton and some other clubs. Emmanuel Dennis, don't forget, scored his debut goal against
Sao Tome.
Yeah.
I think I'll be very delighted if the deal sees the light of the day, because a team like Everton needs such a striker. Is a striker who can get as many as 12 goals. If a striker gets as much as 12 goals in a season, it's not a bad result. That's the kind of player Emmanuel Dennis is. For so many pundits or fans who watched Watford all through the season, you will agree with me that players like Emmanuel Dennis does not deserve to go to the division.
The championship.
So I think that the deal will be good. Himself and Ismail Assar are great prospect for Watford. They did everything within their capacity, but their best was not good enough.
But Kule, some people also argue that it was under their watch that the club was relegated.
If you don't have all the players, Bronzy, it has to do with players. The guys were bringing in players from how many top players does Watford has? You need some top signings to be able to probably sustain.
Let me ask you, how many top players does Crystal Palace have?
Yeah, they have players like Wilfred Zaha, who plays for.
Okay, so Zaha cancels Ismail Assar. Ebereze cancels Emmanuel Dennis. Okay, name another one.
Emmanuel Dennis.
So what
they play different.
Now let me tell you. No, Kule, Ebereze was bought. Ebereze was bought from a lower division 2 seasons ago. So we cannot say he's a top player. He's not a top player in England.
No, hold on.
You cannot call
Emmanuel Dennis. Zaha has been more prolific. He is a household name in the English Premier League for over 2-3 seasons compared to Emmanuel Dennis.
What of Ismail Assar?
Ismail Assar, yes, he has been in the lower division.
This other guy.
Watford were in the championship before they came back to the Premiership. Not was this season. Last season they were in the championship 2 seasons ago. They came back last season and they are going back now. I think it's about the kind of players they have at their disposal. Some of these players do not deserve to be in a club. I mean, in a club of that nature.
Anyway, Emmanuel Dennis is moving. Let's hope you pull through.
Because, like I said, a player that can score as much as 12 goals deserves to be in a better club.
Okay, a striker. We played 38 games in a season and you scored 12 goals. That's good enough according to Kule. We'll take a very quick break at this point. We'll be back with more stories. Don't go away. Welcome back. Now, I'm not going to be drawn with any argument with Kule again on this show today, just for today. Let's talk about Manchester United fans. It's very interesting to see how passionate football and fans and the people can be sometimes. Now, Manchester United Chief Executive Richard Arnold head off protest as he meets with fans to discuss the future of the club. Now, Manchester United fans, they were worried about the fact that, if you look at Manchester City, for instance, a team that won the league. Now, they claim that they won with a false 9, even though they have a Gabriel Jesus in that team. They bought Erling Haaland. And you have a Liverpool who finished second, points behind Manchester City. They are very busy in the transfer market. Yeah, you look at Manchester United, who, I mean, they almost fell to Conference League. And then you look at the likes of Arsenal, who are yet to be busy in the market. Chelsea, we understand they have
Arsenal is already busy in the market. Come on.
Have they gotten any?
Yeah, they've gotten a player. Arsenal has gotten a player already.
Okay, but now let's start with Manchester United. I mean, I think the executive did well enough to have had this one-on-one conversation with the fans.
Yeah, it's good that he's able to discuss with the fans, to avoid the protest, the imminent protest. But the guys really wanted to express themselves. I think this is the way to go. I love the way Manchester United fans operate. They are not happy with the present state of the club. Some of this management have turned the club to a mediocre club side. We know Manchester United to be a club side that are known to sign top players, compete for league. If they are not winning the league, the league, they're probably winning the FA Cup and competing in the UEFA Champions League. But the Manchester United in recent time have been competing probably for the UEFA Champions League spot like Arsenal, and also competing in the Europa League. And the fans are not happy. They are expressing their displeasure about the change of fortune with the philosophy of the club. And then the Richard Arnold having to speak with them is a good move towards the right direction. But they need to shrink into action right now. Like we said, other clubs are busy in the transfer market. Some of the clubs that you feel probably they should relax Clubs like Manchester City, just
I mean,
still
they're still
basking
signing.
in the euphoria, and they're still signing. We've got Liverpool already busy. They've signed.
They've got 2 players already.
Yeah, they also signed Calvin Ramsay from Aberdeen. We expect Manchester United, with what happened with the club last season, to get busy in the transfer market. We hope that soonest they will begin to sign top players.
Now, still talking about Manchester United, it's good to know that people are saying it's only Ten Hag believe that can rescue the career of Rashford. And then I ask, is Rashford still a top-class player that should, if Manchester United are looking at rebuilding their team, do you think Rashford should be in that picture? I
think some of the clubs, some of these players, they get their redeem by virtue of the kind of coaches that nurture them. You remember the case of Alex Iwobi when it was just a very fair player for Everton before the Chelsea Frank Lampard came into fray, and he went to him and had a discussion with him, told him, I believe in you, I believe you've got some quality at your disposal. And then that changed everything. Look at him, he's even good for the Nigerian team because he's playing well for Everton, also playing well for the Nigerian national team. That's what coaches can do. So Ten Hag, who says I can transform Rashford in the time past has been a very good player, and then just he started performing poorly in recent time. So if Ten Hag really believes in him, I think Rashford will pick up, and of course getting as many goals as possible. All
right, that's what it is. Now Liverpool, just like Kule said, have completed the signing of Calvin Ramsay from Aberdeen for a fee said to be around £4.2 million. And he's a right back. And questions: is he going to replace
Alexander-Arnold? That will be an uphill task.
An uphill task, but of course, I think for a player of that caliber, if Liverpool could sign him, it means they've got something. Now let's go away from England and talk about Real Madrid. Now, just like we talk about Manchester City and the likes, Real Madrid, I mean, when it comes to European football, they are very serious at their game, very, very top of their game. That's not enough. Just like we've spoken about Manchester City, this season alone, this transfer window, we've seen Tchouameni, Valverde, and Rudiger joining Real Madrid. I mean, these guys look like a team that are very determined to dominate European football.
Yeah, very organized team, very standard team, and in terms of organization, they are almost the best, and that's why they are the greatest club ever on the planet Earth. No, I don't think I don't think anyone will disagree with me, because they've been absolutely consistent. There's not been a season that Real Madrid doesn't win a certain silverware, and that really stands them out. Most of the time when they have players going off, they already have established replacement for them, and it's been really working. Even when Cristiano Ronaldo left, it was looking like they're going to struggle and all of that. They did.
And then Vinicius came into play,
and he began to nick in goals for the club. Look at what is happening with Barcelona right now. Even with after Lionel Messi left, they find it difficult to still feel that vacuum even up till now. Barcelona seems to be struggling, but kudos to the standard, the setting of Real Madrid, having been able to sign the players like Tchouameni, Valverde, and also Rudiger. I felt that before, when it was being speculated whether Rudiger was going to leave Chelsea and all of that, but I felt it would not leave, because
when Madrid come calling, you don't think.
But Madrid kept calling for Mbappe, and Mbappe didn't go.
That was a different case. I mean, report reaching us has it that Mbappe stayed back because, apart from some other big forces that spoke to him, the president of the nation got involved. And I mean, that's his homeland. If you go to Madrid, where will you go after you retire? You come back home. So the forces were so strong for him. Madrid, it's very hard to turn your back on Madrid. And I mean, it's interesting to see how things would turn out. I just can't wait for the season to kickstart. Sometimes it feels as if August is miles away, but we still have July to cross through. Now, let's talk about tennis. Naomi Osaka has withdrawn from Wimbledon with Achilles issues. It's very sad to see her drop at this point. And before we came on air, I was asking Kunle if Serena Williams have silently retired from tennis because not much have been heard about her.
Yes, not much have been heard about her. I think she's just taking her time off. Things hasn't really been working out well for her, even in the court. But I think she's just taking her time. She'll be back, and I hope that I'm one of the great fans of Serena Williams. I hope she comes back strong, and of course, still win 1 or 2 Grand Slam titles. Remember that she's still hoping to equal the record. She
just needs one more.
Yeah, Scott.
Do you think she can do it?
It's going to be very difficult. It's going to be very, very difficult. But there's nothing is impossible when you talk about sports.
Kim Clijsters came back and did it, so I think Serena can. And of course, one wish Naomi Osaka a very quick recovery and hope that she plays in US Open, which is going to be the last Grand Slam of the year. Olakunle Philip, thank you so much for being a part of the program today.
Yeah, thank you very much, Johnson. It's always a pleasure to be here.
Yes, that's the wrap on our program today. Thank you so much for being a part of it. We are always very delighted to read your messages. Like for those that have been sending us emails on our email platform currently displayed on the screen right now, thank you so much. Keep those emails coming. Reading your mails give us this real deep joy inside. So we want to keep reading your mails now. Don't also forget to follow us on our other social media platforms displayed on your screen right now. Most importantly, go to our YouTube channel, it's SportsPizza. Feel free to watch previous episode of the program, drop your comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Until we meet again next week, my name is Brownson Uwana. Enjoy the rest of your day.